with us from Haifa. They're students at Leo Beck, and they're going to be talking a little bit later tonight about their background and about their program. But they got here exactly a week ago. Leah picked them up at SFO, brought them here. They've been staying with, Danielle, you're staying with the Eisenberg family, and Yara, you're staying with Peter Wilmert and Marla Cohen and their family. And then they're going to switch and stay with two additional families on Sunday or Monday? On Monday. So they are really getting to spend a lot of time with this community, with our camp, with our families, and we are so excited to have you with us. It's already halfway through. It's hard to believe. So we would like to honor you by having you come up and light our Shabbat candles and sing the bracha for us. And everyone else can follow along on page 120. Speaking of the Eisenberg family, there's one of them.
Two of them.
Two of them.
Three of them.
Three of them. Okay, go ahead and just
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, אשר ציוונו במצוותיו. והלקנס של שבת. Amen.
See, even the Israelis forget their Hebrew now and then. We're all in good company.
Okay, and you will be coming back up a little bit later to talk to us. Thank you. So we were talking about some Shabbat songs and what they're used to in Haifa compared to what we sing on Friday night here, and one of their favorites is L'Chadodi. And it turns out that the melody that they really like is one that Gordon is very familiar with, and I think many of us are familiar with. We're going to start with Shalom Aleichem, and then we're going to do L'Chadodi. So page 142.
Okay, so they knew this one too, but
I think they probably know all of them.
Danielle is going to teach me later another one that we're going to do with the camp and stuff. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Sechem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
And now we'll turn to L'Chadodi. It's on page 138. And Gordon, I think we're doing the first, how many stanzas? Stanzas 1
we
through...
usually do 1, 2, 8, and 9.
1, 2, 8, and 9. And of course, remember to rise when we're at the very end with the 9th stanza. I did.
Oh, you did? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Well, I didn't mention they were here, but I was talking about the families that Danielle and Ya'ara are staying with, and I mentioned the Eisenbergs. But Peter and Marlo just came in, and so welcome to you and your family.
With their son, looks like. Yes, how many? 3 of them?
Yes, 3.
Okay, let's see. We're doing L'Chadodi. It goes like this. L'Chadodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. L'Chadodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamu v'zachor v'dibur echad hishmiyanu, El hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad shemu tiferet v'litila lechadodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela lechadodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat Lachuvanecha ki mekor habracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh v'machshavat techila lechadodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela lechadodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela yamin usmol tifroti ve'et Adonai ta'ariti ayat ishben parti v'nisracha v'nagila lechadodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela lechadodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela Boi v'shalom ateret balagam b'simcha u'v'tohola tochem unei am segula Boi chala Boi chala lechadodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela lechadodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabela
Please remain standing if you're able, and we turn to page 144 for the Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitkada v'yitkadash shemei rabba B'yamad divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayechon u'yom echon U'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael Bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv, v'imiru, amen. Yehi shmei rabba mavarach, la'olam u'l'olamei almaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitroman, v'yitnaseh, V'yithadar, v'yithaleh, v'yithala, Shemei Kudusha Barichu, Lehela min kol bechata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, Damiram b'yama, v'imeru, Amen. Lai la 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 Lai la 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 Lai la 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 Lai la 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 Lai la 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 Lai la 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamivorach Baruch Adonai Hamivorach Hamivorach Le'olam va'ed Hamivorach Hamivorach le'olam va'ed.
Please join me in English at the top of page 149. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the tide of time and light. You guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Page 151. Please join me at the top of the page as well. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem, Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavacha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibart habam b'shivdecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam lo'ot hayadecha v'hayu latotafot bein einecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot. That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt. That there is a better place, a promised land. That the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness. That there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Page 158.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורא תהילו, עושה פלא, נורא תהילות, עושה פלא, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מלכותך ראו בניך, חוקי הים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ואמרו, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי kamocha nedar bakodesh.
Page 161. Please join me in the English at the top of the page. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom, Shalom. V'hamidenu Shomreinu L'chayim. Ufros aleinu Sukat Shlomecha, Ufros aleinu Sukat Shlomecha. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom, Shalom. V'hamidenu Shomreinu L'chayim. Ufros aleinu Sukat Shlomecha, Ufros aleinu Sukat Shlomecha. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
We turn now to the Amidah. Our minhag, our custom here at CBS is to chant the first three blessings together and then to continue on our own. And when we finish, to be seated. But for now, please turn to page 164 and rise.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agite hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Advot ve'imahot, U'mevi geula livnei v'neihem, Lema'an shemo be'ahava, Melech ozer u'moshia u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah Rab le'hoshia, Mechalkel chayim b'chesed, Mechaye hakol b'rachamim rabim. Somech noflim v'rofei cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar, michamocha b'gevurot, umidom melach, melech memit umechayeh, umatmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata lahachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kdoshim b'chol yom yahalalu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Page 178. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Hamcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Hamcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Hamcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. V'tov b'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Bechol eit uvechol sha'a bishlomecha. Bechol eit uvechol sha'a bishlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam.
At this point in our service, we pause and think of those in need of healing on this Shabbat, healing of body, healing of spirit, and healing of heart. And we ask God to bestow the bracha, the blessing of refuah shlema, full and complete healing to the following men and women from our community or those known and loved by our congregation: Lynn Feingold, Ilana Massey, Kevin Brackett, Michelle Camissia, Joshua Hyman, Diane Butler, Elsa Loach, Jesse Friedman, Beverly Eidner, Michael Kazan, Ed Eston, and Marjorie Gilberg. And if there is anyone who wishes to add a name to our list, I invite you to please do so. The Misha Berach is on page 511.
Berach Avotenu Mikor HaBracha Le'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Berach Imotenu Mikor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos and happy kickoff to 4th of July weekend. You know, it really does take a village and to do anything right. And the fact that Danielle and Ya'ara are here is not an accident. It is the result of a lot of planning and a lot of generosity on the part of a lot of people. So I gave a shout out earlier to Leah, our camp director. Thank you again for everything you've done. But another shout out to Hadass, who's our assistant camp director, for making sure everything has gone so well. I want to thank again Peter and Marlo and Matt and Hillary for housing our Israeli teens, our madrichot, and also for showing them a great time. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think you've been to Chinatown, you've been to Hudson Winery. I don't know if you tried their Chardonnay or not, but I think you went on some hikes, and you probably, I'm guessing, done some things in town as well. And then you're going to be with a couple of new families and do more fun things and get to know our community in a much more intimate way. So thanks to you, and thanks to those donors at CBS who have taken care of their flights and allowed them to come here and not have to pay for their airplane tickets. So for those of you who helped to take care of their tickets, thanks to you as well. We wanted this to be as painless as possible for you. So without further ado, I have had the great privilege and honor this week of getting to know Danielle and Ya'ara a little bit, starting on Monday and then throughout this week. And they are just so smart and so talented and so interesting. They're about to start their final year in high school. They have lots of ideas about what happens next in their lives, and they're going to share some of their story with us tonight. And we are going to have time for questions at the end. So think of anything you might want to ask of them while they're here. So please, Danielle and Ya'ara.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. My name is Danielle Sigal. I'm 17 years old and recently graduated from grade 11 from my school, Leo Beck Education Center in Haifa, in Israel.
I'm Yara Kanovic. I'm also from Leobek. I'm 17 years old, and I also graduated from 11th grade. We've come to congregation Beth Shalom to tell you about our lives as Israeli teens, but even more, we hope to learn from you about your colorful Jewish lives. We are excited, honored, and grateful to be the first Leobek Madrichot at Beth Shalom, and we hope that this is the start of a close relationship between our communities.
First of all, we want to thank Rabbi Niles, who was very enthusiastic about this program, and to Leah Savage, whose idea this was and who has been in charge of every detail in making our stay so meaningful. We would also like to thank our host families, the Eisenberg family, and my other family, the Lombardis.
I also want to thank my host's family, the Cohn family, and the Wasserman family. We just finished our first week at Camp Chaverim, and we cannot express in words how amazing and meaningful it was for us, and hopefully for the campers too. We met amazing people and we learned so much.
Our school, Leobek, instills in us the values of Tikkun Olam, being active citizens who try to repair and improve our corner of the world in many ways. In Leobek, we have an opportunity to learn from and with the 150 autism syndrome disorder students that are at school with us, and to live and study among Arab, Muslim, Christian, and Druze neighbors, as shared existence is another value we live by. To name just a few of the community activities in mixed Christian, Muslim, secular, and Orthodox Jewish neighborhoods that Leobek runs. First of all, we have a community garden where people of all ages can plant vegetables and enjoy using them in the products in communal meals. They also host visitors from around the world and organize activities and trips for the neighbors, from children to retired adults. There is also an Arab-Jewish leadership program which guides other Israeli communities on shared existence. And in Ramadan, which is a Muslim holiday, we host an iftar meal for people of all religions.
We celebrate the Festival of Festivals with Christians and Muslims. And now that COVID is basically under control, Leobek is planning Arab-Jewish mifgashim, meetings, for kids even young as kindergarten age. Leobek students run a community bakery where students bake cake on a regular basis and then deliver them to Holocaust survivors and elderly people who are lonely. After 2 years of COVID, we are happy to participate in Pesach Seder organized on campus for Holocaust survivors and Ukraine refugees. I volunteered at Sofim, which is the Israeli Scouts. I guide 8th grader, and it's a big challenge for me, but it's definitely worth it. I get to meet incredible people, improve my skill, and hang out with my great friends. But what it's Sofim is really about, it's teaching us, both younger children and teenager values, so that we can become a better people and to make sure that our next generation will grow to make a change for the better in our society. In the Sofim, we learn about equality, helping those in need, responsibility, to love Israel and its community, living together, no matter your race, color, or gender, and respecting each other. They encourage us and teach us to do great things that no teenager our age would ever dream to do, to be responsible for 300 kids, to speak in front of people, to plan activities and build construction, face our fears, skills, and mostly learn about ourselves, what kind of person we are and how can we become better. In my opinion, the main value in the Sofim is equality. The Sofim helps everyone that needs it, financially, mentally, or just being there for you, being the place where you can feel safe and wanted.
Thank you, Yara. As someone who grew up in Leobek, as I've been studying there since kindergarten, I can definitely say that the education I received has made me a better, more socially responsible person. I've learned so much during the countless hours of volunteering in my community, meeting people of different cultures and experiencing Judaism through a reformed, modern way. It has taught me that Judaism is more than just a religion. It's a community where everyone is welcomed, where the desire to make the world a better place is a core value. This school year, I chose to volunteer at the school's community bakery, at a student forum for gender studies, and at my climbing gym, I climb as an assistant coach for a kids group. These activities are just a fraction of the many places we students have the opportunity to volunteer at, so each one can find a place where they can contribute to the community in the best way possible. All of of these efforts are being strongly encouraged so that we can later be part of the real world with values that will endure, that we become active in the community as adults. Ever since I was young, I noticed that grades were never the top priority of our education in Lubeck. It was always about who we are as human beings and how we can be better.
Thank you, everyone, for this incredible experience, and Shabbat
Shabbat
Shalom.
Thank you so much for your words and for sharing a little bit about your lives and what this week has been like so far to you. Any questions for Yara or Danielle? You always have your hand up. Yeah, but that's okay. Some people are shy. You're not.
I have two questions for you. The first one, where did you learn your English?
Well, honestly, media and
Yeah, usually movies, social media. Yeah.
Okay. And my second question is, when you finish high school, what's your plans?
First of all, we have to do the military service in Israel. It's 2 years, and
For
then for girls, and then hopefully going to university.
Yeah, and I mean, in the military, it's a bit unsure what role we're gonna get now because we still have some time until we're enlisted in our army. But hopefully, I want to be in an intelligence unit, and I know what Yara is.
I hope to be a pilot.
Yeah,
Can you picture her behind an F-16? It could happen. Other questions for either of them?
maybe about how. Yeah.
Wait, over here, Martha.
Have you been to the United States before?
I haven't.
I have been here 5 years ago for a bat mitzvah trip.
What is your opinion of this experience of other American teenagers? Have you gotten any difference in the?
Okay, so most of the American teenagers that we met were just Micah and Elenia, which are of our host family.
They don't count. They're exceptional.
Yeah, I mean, like so far, everyone's been great, and we can see that they're actually involved in their communities, and they're doing as much as they can to do better for the community, for their schools, and like it's very heartwarming to see that you have such tight-knit community. Like it's incredible.
Any other questions? Yes, Mark.
You may have answered this, and I didn't hear, but how many students like yourself are here in the United States from this group that are participating in camps like this?
Okay, there's another camp in Santa Barbara that Leah here used to run.
I think it's also called Camp Haverim.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is. Yeah. And there are former students that are supposed to come there for two sessions in the next few weeks. They're not here yet, but they will be next week, I guess. And they're also from this program. They learn with us in
Yeah.
school.
3 pairs that are going to London to.
Be like
Yeah.
counselors in the synagogue over there.
Any final questions? Richard, we'll give you the last one.
Thank you. I was wondering how you normally would celebrate Shabbat. Do you go to synagogue? Do you have a synagogue that you
Okay.
are part of?
So my family, we don't usually go to synagogues, but we usually eat dinner at my house with candles and chalot, and it's really special moment for all the family to sit together around the table and eat together, share like fun things that we did on the week.
Yeah, and when I grew up, I used to be at the Leo Beck Elementary School, where we used to have Kabbalat Shabbat every Friday, which was great. But now as I grew up, we usually just have Shabbat dinner at my grandma's house. And we do say the blessings and we light candles, but it's not as like strict as we used to be.
You know, I think it's clear to all of us, as I said earlier, just how smart and perceptive and committed the two of you are. We are so lucky that you're with us. We still have you for another week. So we are just so grateful to your contribution to our community. I forget which one of you said Judaism's not just a religion, it's also a community. And the community of Jews in the diaspora and Jews in Israel, that relationship is so important. And I think all of us know here, and you may know as well, that there are some challenges in that relationship these days. But I think one way to improve the relationship between Jews in Israel and Jews here in North America and in the West is through these one-on-one relationships. And the more we get to know each other, the more we can dispel stereotypes, the more we can get beyond politics, the more we can really move forward as a people, which is what we've done for thousands of years. So thank you again so much. We have a wonderful barbecue waiting for us momentarily.
Thank you.
I'll let you take your seat. And we are going to continue with our service by turning to page 586 and rising for the Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
Please be seated. I have the honor now of inviting up board member Irene Yesowich to share some important announcements with all of us.
It's the bingo song.
Bingo.
You'll always be the bingo lady to me.
Hello, everybody. I hope everybody can hear me. I always say this, nobody in my family has ever been asked to speak up.
Yeah.
But here I am. Welcome, everybody. Last time I had Bima duty. There were 4 people out there, and there's a whole lot more, which is wonderful. Today's a very special day because it happens to be Mark Samrick's birthday. Happy birthday. Announcements in paper. I have my own. Anyway, so on Thursday, I'm going to read mine. So just in case people forgot, Monday is July 4th. It's a holiday. The CBS is closed, and there's no camp. On the 7th, there's a cool of 4 p.m. synagogue member splash and potluck. And by all means, go and sign up. And then next Friday, we have services here as well. My last announcement is I want to remind everybody that on August 7th, which actually happens to be Maxine Maluso's birthday, but on August 7th, we are having L'Haim. It's at Kopia. It's a Jewish festival of music and wine, and it's wonderful. And then now's the time to sign up. We usually have a lot of people sign up in the last few weeks, but it's really exciting. Lots of food, lots of vendors, lots of wonderful things. So by all means, go to Eventbrite or go right to our website, the CBS website, and you could click, and then you put in your money, and then you can come. And it's a wonderful event, lots of children's activities. It's, again, Sunday. We have because we believe August will be hot. Most of the, well, most 99% of the food and the wine and the demonstrations is inside, so it's nice and cool. So anyway, so thank you very much, and Shabbat Shalom.
Our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We honor the memory of those who have died during the past year. Larry Elson, Arnold Trombler, Erica Cornelison, Gladys Shubin, Richard Magano, Clark Smith, Stephanie Rab Axner, David Ernesto Kaplan, Pat Pate, Annette Goldberg, Maggie Sherman, Sandra Benko-Fichtenberg, Nicholas Huff, George Montano, Dean Wilson, Norman Charney, David Alpert, and Renee Munoz. We also remember and honor the yahrzeits, the anniversaries of the deaths of Ida Baumel, Walter Joachim Gren, Lauren Wright, Esther Berman, Susan Parnell, Leah Blevis, Marty Greenstein, Morris Rubin, Abe Trucker, Paula Foreman Schiffman, Pearl Sherman, and Dr. Leo H. Pollock. And if anyone wishes to add a name to this list, I invite you to please do so.
Mary Jensen.
The mourner's Kaddish is on page 598. Please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei rabbah be'alma divrach hirate v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael b'agala uv'izman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'alam ulamei maya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei dekudsha b'richu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'yimru amen Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen Oseh shalom b'mromav hu yaseh shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the source of peace grant peace to all those in mourning and comfort to all those who are bereaved. And let us all say amen. Please be seated. Before Kiddush and Motzi and then our meal, we have a final song. Gordon?
Our final song is a song that our guests spoke about helping each other, about having hope, and Tikkun Olam, making the world a better place, repairing the world. Page 652. Ani ve'ata nishane et ha'olam Ani ve'ata Az yavohu kvar kulam Amru et ze kodem lefanai ze lo meshane Ani ve'ata nishane et ha'olam Ani ve'ata ninase mehatchala יהיה לנו רע, אין דבר זה לא נורא. אמרו את זה קודם, לפניי, זה לא משנה, לא משנה. אני ואתה נשנה את העולם. Verse 1 one more time. Ani ve'ata nishane et ha'olam. Ani ve'ata az yavou kvar kulam. Amru et ze kodem lefanai ze lo mishaneh. Ani ve'ata nishane et ha'olam. Et ha'olam. One more time. Et ha'olam.
What a beautiful song. I think I heard that song the very first time when I was your age on a trip to Israel, when I was in high school. Now it probably seems like a very old-time song to young Israelis, but to me, at that time, it was new and beautiful and full of hope. We're going to rise as we turn to the Kiddush and Motzi. And Danielle and Yara, I'd like to ask you to come back up and hold the wine or grape juice for us. Page 123.
Long, short, which way would you? Long. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kadsho b'yahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bereshit, ki hu yom tehila lemikraye kodesh, zecher litziat mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta v'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha b'yahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim. I think you asked them if they tried some wine. I don't know if they're old enough to
No, not yet. Motzi,
drink wine yet.
I see that we have some other Israelis who are itching to come up to the bima. So Geffen and Aviv and Naama, you want to come with them? Why don't you guys join Yara and Danielle for the motzi? Don't
Come
be
on,
shy.
come on, Aviv. Aviv, come on up. You can hide behind the guitar or hide behind your mama. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. V'te'avon.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Thank you. Thanks a lot.